Cheers.
I love you. You're my best friend.
I love you, you're my best friend. That was so sweet. I love you. Thank you for joining me for tea time today, Erin.
Thank you for having me, Taylor. I'm so excited. This is one of the teas from your collection I have never had.
Really?
And mint is usually my go-to, so I think I've just been trying to try everything else first, but this is probably gonna be my favorite.
You're going to love it. This is Petra. It's a butterfly pea flower tea, so if you add lemon, it turns purple, and right now it doesn't have lemon, and it's like a blue.
It's so pretty.
Cool.
It looks so cool.
Cheers. Let me see your eyes. Kind of looks like your eyes.
Oh my god, it was meant to be. I love it.
A couple minutes ago, we were talking about how we both lived in different states on the East Coast and moved here for one reason or another, mainly our career, around our late teens, early 20s. So what was that experience like for you?
Getting to LA was one of the most chaotic things I've ever gone through. I grew up in Virginia, as you know, and I moved to California when I was 17 with my parents. But we moved to the Central Coast, to San Luis Obispo. And I went pretty much straight away to college in Santa Cruz. And then 3 months later, the pandemic hit, and I had to move back home to my parents' town that I had never been to before, full of people I had never met before, and I spent 2 years in complete isolation. And during that period, I met a lot of people online who lived in LA, and they kind of paved this path for me to come here and have a home to live in and have connections to start my career, which is something I never thought I'd actually do. I thought I would be an elementary school teacher in Virginia for my whole life.
I thought you'd be an elementary school teacher. I used to want to be an elementary school teacher. Yeah.
What age?
Well, like when I was in 3rd grade, I wanted to be a 3rd grade teacher.
Oh my god. I wanted to teach 5th grade because they're just old enough that like you can get through to them, but they're not quite middle school yet, which I don't think I could do middle school kids.
You see, I had the same theory with them being just old enough, except I was also thinking about them being smelly.
Oh, like once they start to get to like their tween age years in like 5th, 6th grade, yeah. That's
Right,
not,
it's just-
that might not be something I want to go back to.
But
Yeah.
So how has it been adjusting in that sense?
Long. I've been in LA for 3 years now, and I've gone through every scenario possible that you can think of to go through. I've met some wonderful people. I've met some people that have broke my heart. I've worked some. I've worked none. I've gone to school.
You're going to UCLA.
I'm going to UCLA in the
so
fall.
proud of you.
Thank you. Which is nice that I have 2 more years of excuses to not have achieved anything.
I just laughed. No, I'm technically still enrolled. I just stopped going.
You could be like 70 years old and be like, yeah, I'm still
I'm still a
I'm
UCLA
I'm
student.
still a student.
Speaking of which, I used to live in Atlanta. As you know, I'm actually from Florida, and I did college. I did a liberal arts school in Winter Park, Florida, and then transferred after a year to study film and television instead of English, just so I could get a more hands-on experience in SCAD in Atlanta. And then I was pretty much settled there, and I did not expect, it was the last thing I expected to end up in LA.
Yeah, what was the process of leaving school and coming here like? Was it immediate that you came here?
Well, leaving school was not really even a decision. It was just something that gradually happened. I feel like I haven't even left school to a certain degree. It's weird. But it started with a road trip across country. And then I stayed with my sister for a couple months in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to leave. I was here for 6 months, refusing to go back pretty much. I also had a fear of flying. I didn't want to go back.
And you don't want to drive all that way again?
Well, that's the thing. I had to overcome my fear of flying in order to live here.
Yeah.
Which was really difficult. And I had to learn how to manage cortisol and all that. Mint tea, helpful for that. And I just kept getting clarification along the way that moving to LA was the right thing. I mean, you were there during all of this. It was, you know, it was crazy. And I remember looking for a fully furnished, month-by-month rental apartment because it was kind of a trial period before officially moving here. And within a day, I found the flawless apartment that was just right for me, and then moved in the next day, and I haven't left since. And it's been over a year. So it's crazy.
It's you in a building, by the way. If you were a building, you would be your apartment.
I love it. And yeah, it's been, I mean, I love it here, and I'm very happy that life kind of forced me to live here. I have a whole philosophy about that, by the way. Like LA, I feel like if you're meant to be here, you're gonna be here, whether you want to or not. And if you're not meant to be here, it'll kick you out.
Whoa.
It's kind of hard.
I feel like I had a close encounter with getting kicked out.
I've seen so many people who just, you know, like it's almost out of their control whether or not they live here.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that's beyond LA, maybe that's any location, just where you're meant to be will call you.
Yeah.
But I like it here, and I'm grateful that I'm supposed to be here. What about you?
Well, by that logic, I should have been kicked out several times in the last few
Not at
years.
all. What do you mean?
I just feel like I've had several signs where it's like, this ain't working. Whether it's like, I'm not working literally, or
It's
you
not
know,
about
I'm not
not
finding
working.
my rhythm with the people, but I managed to stick it out every time, and I am grateful. My family is close relatively. They're a 3-hour drive away. So whenever I do feel like I'm like, I can't be in LA right now, it is very easy for me to not. And I think that has saved me 100 times to be able to leave. Because I do love it here. You can't do it all the time, but
I think you've definitely
adore it.
been called here.
Yeah,
For sure.
I love it. I don't know if it's forever, but it's for a while, you know?
Cheers to that.
I would love to go back to the East Coast.
Where to?
Somewhere in New England, I think.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Oh my gosh. Boston? Salem?
Dude, that might like itch whatever I need to be itched to go there for a few months. Because I can't do harsh winters forever. I had enough of those in Virginia. And I'm happy to have sunshine year round, but I do really love like Massachusetts and Connecticut and New York. And I've never lived any of those places. So I feel like that's something I need to do while I'm still young and still mobile.
Mobile?
And like I can pick up my life and move.
Like an official family and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll live there for the show. We're in together. Cheers.
I love you. You're my best friend.
I love you, my best friend.
So much. I love you.
That was so sweet. I love you. I'm gonna make a cheese board.
Oh my god, we must. I mean, there's so much in front of us.
Oh yeah.
This is so beautiful. I feel like I should eat a raspberry.
Thank you for watching.